Sorry, one other thing for a review of topic 6, I wanted to introduce you guys. The challenge question was to get the second object to pause for 5 seconds before starting, or the accelerating object to pause while you have a constant motion one. Most of you figured out how to have multiple objects moving across the screen. That shouldn't have been difficult because we did that way back in the beginning with constant motion. So having one object move and another object move in different directions or different speeds or whatever. You figured that out. That's not a big deal. The problem is having one wait. And I want to introduce you guys, there's multiple ways of doing this, but this is the easiest way. So if you found another way to do this, great. You could have done a couple while loops or something, might have worked for you, but this is far easier. If you notice here, I have some of my code kind of grayed out. This is the original code to get both objects to move at the same time. So I have the accelerating ball here and then the velocity of it going so we can graph it out, and then here's the constant motion ball. But the challenge was to have the accelerating ball wait for 5 seconds. So I'm going to introduce you guys to a new thing called an if statement, or a condition. Is if a condition is met, you want something to happen. So how you'd run this is a lot like a while loop. However, this if statement will only function while this condition that you've set is met, all right? So like a while loop, it's set up exactly the same. Here we have while the ball position in the x direction is greater than 60, it's going to run this code. As soon as that's not true anymore, it's going to stop the code. And you guys should have seen that because the simulation should have stopped. Here, the simulation will keep going, but whatever is inside this if statement is going to stop. So if this condition is met, so for example, you want to wait for 5 seconds. So if the time is greater than 5 seconds, then you're going to make that second ball move. So you're going to put your code for that accelerating ball down here. So I have parentheses around here, so this condition, the parentheses aren't necessary. You don't want those in there. Whatever you want to have happen, just type in after the if statement. So in this case, if time is greater than 5, colon, indent underneath it, and then put your code of what you want to have happen. So give that a shot, see if you guys can figure that part of it out, because it might be necessary. It will be necessary for future things to work through. But that if statement is really powerful. This is where you really start getting into, once you get into this a bit more and you start really working through code and getting your teeth into it a bit more. We've been doing pretty basic things so far, but the if statement's a very powerful thing. So if you get good at this, or you start doing more complicated things, you're gonna be using this if statement a lot. So anyways, give that a shot, see what you guys can work on, and we'll see you in lesson 7.